Hey, Lee Wolf here. We are live on this Game Face Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. And as always, thank you for watching and listening and hanging out with us and sharing and responding when you can. As always, Mr. Richie Bello is sitting by my side. How's it going, Richie?
Good, Lee. How are you today, man?
I am good. I am good. Where are you? Still on the
I'm
island?
in, yeah, but I'm in a Starbucks because I couldn't get like a location fast enough, so I just jumped in Starbucks. I have my
All right.
Starbucks coffee here. I
Live.
wish Tom Brady would be here because he loves Starbucks. But
Well, live from Starbucks sounds good to me.
yeah,
Today we're going to be taking just having a little bit of fun, just having a fun conversation and informative, of course. And we're going to kind of do a little time traveling from 1995 to today, talking about the different stages of search engine optimization, SEO. And I know you've had your hands in it for years, so you're definitely a wealth of knowledge. But before we get rolling on the show, as always, we're just going to check out a quick message from our sponsor over at Shop Smart Autos.
great.
We continue to show dealerships across the country how to retain their customers. But now Shop Smart Autos wants to bring the new customers right to your showroom floor. The car they want? It's sitting on your lot. And Shop Smart Autos can bring you the VIN-specific leads that take them straight to your door. These aren't just leads. They're nurtured, targeted, and matched down to the exact vehicle. You'll sell more cars faster, and your team is going to thank you for it. Shop Smart Auto's VIN-specific leads. Let SSA show them the way to your showroom floor.
All right, we are back. We are live. Richie's at Starbucks. I'm at the office as usual, and we're going to take a walk through search engine optimization. So, Rich, take yourself back. It's 1995. I just graduated high school, and keyword stuffing was the phrase that I found when I was doing some research. There was a lot of keywords were it. And you mentioned something to me the other day about real estate in the right side of the page.
Right.
And there wasn't really a clean search. Tell the listeners more about that.
So let's look at that. So let's go back to time, right? So Google's real estate, their keywords, actually the display was on the right-hand side for the eyeballs. They wanted to see the eyeballs went to the right. Ever since then, they came up with this display network, right? But back then it was like that. And then your site will come up based on tags, right? On meta tags, right? Then something else came into the market. I have a good friend named John, right, that had this. So farming content is one thing, and then actually farming people there are thousands of them in the thousands putting in keywords, right? Lee Wolf, thousands of them every day, every minute of the day, getting your ranking up. That was the old way, because Google would say if you are searching Long Island wedding venues and this comes up, then they would give you that keyword, right?
Right.
Okay, so then something else came up that was called private blog networks, right, which is illegal today. So they would have all these links on all, it would look like a spaghetti, right?
Right.
It really, when you would make a spaghetti, that's what it would look like, right?
Right.
It would have all these links of all these brands and everything, and it didn't matter if they were Coca-Cola brands, whoever it was. Everybody wanted, let's go down, to this SEO thing. Nobody even knew about it, so they just grew up. So it came out to the farm of actually human putting in keywords to get your ranking up. Then it went into the private blog networks, right?
Now you're time traveling into the future on me here. So
Right.
we were in 95.
Right.
We were keyword stuffing.
Keyword stuffing, like you would have thousands of people in a location all over the world putting in, because back then they didn't track your IP address or any of that stuff. That was done trackable.
So you could just pound it and get your rankings up.
You had people we had farms literally all over the world writing down keywords to get your ranking up, right?
Wow.
So that was the first evolution, let's call it, right? Phase 2 comes out probably in the late 99 to 2000s. Your other evolution was private blog network, which lasted a long time. So
Okay.
you would have like a Richie Bello blog, and that blog would get traffic, right? So I would start just putting anybody, like I would put anybody on there, anybody that had a restaurant or whatever, and I would write a blog with their link, right? So by me writing a blog and putting their link on it, I would make them a back end link to
Right.
my technology, right? So
Yeah.
the mommy blogs were very big. All these blog networks were very big, and that's what they would do. That's how they would tell. They would write a blog for you and put your backlink on there. So then that was private blog network.
So let me
That's
let me
what
ask you
it was
this. So in the research that I've been doing in the last week, I see 2005 as referred to as the Wild West of backlinks. That 2005, it was like huge importance backlinks.
Right.
And now, moving forward, I know working with you a lot of times, you would find that people were buying tons and tons and tons of low quality backlinks and shoving
Right.
them into their websites and kind of ruining the momentum, right?
Right. So especially Fiverr Marketplace, a lot of people still go on there and buy. So let's talk about a catering hall, right? Pick anyone you want, right? They go to Fiverr and they buy these backlinks. The backlinks are from Russia, from Japan, from anywhere. So the only traffic you're going to get is where those backlinks live, which can
Why would
be in
people do
Russia
that?
and Japan, right? So then what happened was this Fiverr thing is almost out of business. Really, nobody buys backlinks or SEO. They would charge you $100, and you would think you're making big money, but you will be destroying your domain, your URL, right? Because a lot of those backlinks don't exist after a while. So even today, I see a lot of backlinks from India, from Pakistan. They buy them, or they're really, really cheap. You know.
So is that just
And
the
they-
illusion? Is that just the illusion of traffic that really just doesn't even convert?
No, what it is this. If you have a DA, a domain authority that's strong, say 30 or 40%, they put that backlink towards you and
Right.
point it. But that really doesn't mean much. Do you rank? Yes, absolutely you rank. But are you going to get any conversion? Absolutely not.
Right.
You're just not going to get a very low conversion. You rank for the keyword. And why is ranking so important anyway? Oh, ranking is one of the most important things, because if you do Google AdWords now, because your website is ranked to that keyword, that Google AdWord is going to be much cheaper,
Right.
but not necessarily for optimization, right? Not necessarily for you to get leads, because it's not called SEO. It's called search engine optimization. It's not called, Google leads. It's not called that. It ain't for leads. It's for you to rank. So if you spend money on ads, then those ads are going to be cheaper because you're ranking already.
Right.
So, and the whole thing with ranking, it's an ego thing too. If I key in Lee Wolf and he comes up on the first page, I'm a brand, okay. What really matters to the business people that we deal with, all they care about is, okay, how much money am I making? They don't care about, their name or their brand or any of that bullshit. They don't care about it.
Right.
These people do events and parties. They only care about what their conversion. So it went from ranking this with thousands of people in like a warehouse to backlinks, right? Then it went to, wait a minute, backlinks are good. You got the monitor backlinks. You used to put any backlink on there, but wait a minute, now we need content. Now wait, hold on a minute. That's when it became the wild, wild west in 2005, because then content came into the world of SEO. So now it was loaded with content. Everybody was a content writer. They were just writing and writing and writing and writing. I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
And then that, with the current process with private blog networks in 2005, it became the wild, wild west, because you were allowed to do private blog network. you were doing content left and right, and then the whole thing with social media, the social media evolution came that you were able to put hashtags on there. They used to call it a wheel.
Right.
Okay, right. The same, more or less the same content on Facebook, the same content on Instagram, the same content on LinkedIn, and put the hashtags. Oh, then Google would index the social media. Bang, you will come up, and then that evolution part of it was big. In 2005 and in 2007, it kept scaling. In 2009, it was all about social media. Now, social media, we have an outlet to put content on there, but wait a minute, we got to use the same hashtag, okay? The same hashtag as the keyword, so there's no problem with Google, and Google doesn't get alerted, okay? So that the index things started coming out. Well, great, this will really work. And that's why today you see people using hashtags. Me, myself, I use my brand as a hashtag, right? Everybody uses hashtag because we all know it's going to get indexed based on your exposure online. So that's the other evolution that came in, right? The real evolution that's a game changer, that's putting it to what's going on today, is video content. Now, that's a game changer.
Right.
That's really because video is heavier than regular content that you write. It has more weight for Google, right? So if I put a video of a minute and a half, just that content alone, about a minute and a half on video, how are you going to write a minute and a half and compete against my video?
Right.
It's like impossible, right? So now video came up, boom. And that's when everybody started doing reels and all the social media outlet, reels, YouTube, everything started going. And now they went into short videos, okay? People are not even writing content anymore. Really, when you look at written versus videos, it's just crazy, right?
Yeah.
I think Facebook said there's over 1 billion videos every 24 hours.
I watch
Instagram.
I watch hundreds of videos a day.
Right. Yeah. So then that process came in, not for nothing, but I have a partner that he wanted me to start doing videos and a podcast and all that. This is early in 2000, maybe 12 or 13. And I said, I'm really not interested in videos. I don't want to do any videos. And, he was the one that got me to do the videos and all that. And, and video has taken such a twist that I'm so glad I did that. And not only has it taken a twist, now you got TikTok. That's all video. That's all it is video.
Yeah.
And we do pretty good with TikTok. An ad there is $5 and you get all kinds of stupid views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Instagram is much more expensive, but you get out there. Now Google is indexing that through the Google console tools, right? So if you have your website set up right, and if you have your social media set up right, you're getting indexed. Very important for you to have it set up right. Why? Because the new thing, if you go to Google now, you look at AI mode. If you go on Google right now and search anybody's name, you see AI mode. AI mode is a new search engine that Google has. So now they have AI mode, they have the regular search, they have videos, and they have images. Images is another big search for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now the AI mode that's out there, they're going to remove the search as we know it and just be AI. Why? Because it's a cleaner search and it's long-ended keywords.
Right.
To trigger the Q&A, right? Question and answers, right? So when that happens, they've already doing the test with AI mode. It's going to be over and it's cleaner. All the information that we're getting coming in is that it's a cleaner search. People don't have to do all these backlink crazy and all that kind of stuff. And it's a cleaner search. And Google wants a cleaner search for their ad network because in that cleaner search, if you're really ranking, then it's going to be more, I guess, more pure. You know what I mean? It's going to be a whole different type of search. And and the Google platforms they're talking about that. That being said, I am pleased to announce about our Google My Business platform that in late January, Google's making an announcement that we are partners, and not because they funded us or anything like that. It's more about that they really agree with the product. I've been to Silicon Valley twice, and I've talked to them on and off, and I'm getting it a Google preferred product.
Awesome. Very cool. And that's as of January. Huh?
Yeah, as of January. Yeah.
Very
So it's a really good thing, and we're excited about that at White Dove Bird. And our excitement is really we have the platform of AI, so AI SEO. But the beautiful thing is, I have to take a little bit of a trip to go abroad and come back with the product line. The beautiful thing is that you can give it to anybody, Starbucks, any caterer. Here, you do it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like $3.99, and they run their own SEO. It's gonna have all the content. And they'll see the results, and they run it like SEMrush. So we made the UI really, really, really different, where anybody can use it. I mean, Matthew can run it. He doesn't even need any knowledge. He just got to follow what it says. That's it. You know?
For the audience, my son is Matthew, and he's 12.
Yeah. So even Matthew
probably
can
could.
do it, you know. No, anybody could do it. Really, it's a UI, and the UX is not hard to figure out, because you don't want to make something complex. Like there's a company called Infusionsoft. Everybody called it Infusionsoft. You want to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
You know, because if you don't make it easier, then the $3.99 just becomes like, okay, $3.99, but I don't know how to run it. I got to be a tech, so now they got to hire somebody. More, it's going to be more like the UI, like SEMrush,
right?
And it's going to have your citations on there, the API of Next, right? It's going to have your citations on there and your domain authority on there. You're going to be able to see it in the evolution of this AI that's coming in. And you're going to be automatically indexing your own Google My Business. When it tells you there's a problem, you'll be able to fix it with this platform. Say you got a problem with H1 or H2s, you'll be able to fix it. You'll be able to fix it yourself. You send out an AI agent to fix it for you. Here, I want this done, that done. That's it.
I'm excited to get my hands on it.
I'm excited too. I'm more excited than you know.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long wait to get this to where I wanted to get it to. I had to get a partner, I had to get an investor, I had to get somebody that really, really wanted to do this.
Awesome. All right, we're just going to break away for 1 minute with another message from Shop Smart Autos.
Okay.
Shop Smart Autos knows the new car market is starting to take a back seat, and pre-owned is where it's at. That's why it's time to seriously tap into the private seller market. With Shop Smart Autos, your dealership can now target private sellers by zip code and radius. Yes, anyone looking to sell their vehicle in your area. Once you decide how many opportunities you want and start reaching out, Shop Smart Autos launches a complete dealer-branded nurture program that drives those sellers straight to your showroom. And the best part? You get all the details on the seller and the vehicle, so you know exactly what you're dealing with. So grab that trade, put them behind the wheel of their next vehicle, and create a world of growth and retention. Auctions are cutting into your profits, and sourcing quality pre-owned vehicles takes too much time. Shop Smart Autos has the answer, driving the private seller market to your door.
All right, so 1995, we were stuffing keywords. Around 2005, we had the Wild West of backlinks. 2015, content farms were blowing up. Google was making updates. Blogging was huge.
Well, let me just say this. And the backlink situation, we noticed, like there's a company called Monitor Backlinks. If you look them up, they still exist. So you used to buy URLs that had strength and just uploading them. So then, and that saved Wild West, a gazillion of backlinks. Oh, then they figured out, wait a minute, the backlinks are good. Yeah, they bring up the domain authority, but wait a minute, there's another problem here. Without content, they die, right? So you buy a GoDaddy link now that's ABC Motors, and we have an automotive company, right? And now ABC Motors has a domain authority of 27 or 45%. So you would put, back in the day, you would put that as a backlink, but now that would deplete within 6 or 7 months because there was no usage. There was only one person using it. So they learned that the more people that share the backlink, the more powerful it gets. But the power goes away because when there's no content, there's no reason for somebody to search that. So as the traffic drops, your domain authority drops.
Right.
So the key thing was in that evolution of 05, within a year or 2 years later, then it was all about content. Oh, wait a minute, really content. Because these backlinks that we're buying, they showed up like they were strong. Let's say White Oak Bird, I buy a backlink that has anything to do with marketing a bird. Powerful, right? But then what happens is with that process in a few months, you see it depleting because there's no content. So now they would take a backlink and fill it up with content daily. Wow. And that's what they would write. And then they would write content back then with images so they can tag the images and it shows on Google search. Because now it's showing on Google Images plus the search, right? And that's when that evolution started happening. You know, with images, that's when all these companies that were selling you images like Deposit Photos, iStock, all these people blew up because you needed content and image. Perfect thing was put 3 paragraphs, in the middle an image, then in the bottom paragraphs again, and then on the right side images for the index process. Because there was a way that Google would index you, you know?
Wow.
And then everything started
evolving,
basically coming to life. You know what I mean? Like, and what's coming to life now, a person that was in that perspective back then, seeing this evolution. I always tell people, like I have people that hang out with me and stuff that are 30, 36 years old. I tell them, listen, I'll give up everything and be homeless if I can be your age, you can be my age, because what life has now to offer, everything is done. Everything is set for any 30-year-old or 40-year-old that comes into the business. Everything's easy to do now. It wasn't like that. It was like you had to be creative. You know, in a way, I'm glad that I'm from like the 70s. So I'm very creative. Born in 64. So I am creative because you had to use one muscle. I didn't use so much working out. I used this muscle up here, my brain, because that's how I stayed alive where I grew up, right? So this muscle, I'm glad I use it because today it's going to be a minimum of using this and more using platforms.
Right.
You know, that's the way it is. I always said that if I come up with an app that says brain, people will start using it.
Well, really, so now
you know, today is very hard because everything is set. The whole stage is set. It's like you being in the media business with print. You coming out in the 1900s when print first started coming out. Then you got it when in the 80s, right? Everything was set already for you. You'd have to reinvent it. And we're still in the reinventing phase. Just like, you know, even the way AI's out, you gotta set it up a different way. I really think that Google's gonna change their index process. You can index now Google every day. I think there's so much stuff to index that automation system's going to have a hard time.
They're going to have to back up a little bit, right? But your overall thought process is now we've hit AI. AI, of course, you know, more of a marketing term, understood.
It's more clean. More clean.
But
AI has more clean.
But the future, you see more do-it-yourself.
In the future, I see people doing it themselves, and when they have a hard time, then they'll call a professional. But I think that SEO has become such a scam. And what I mean by a scam is this. I'm doing SEO for ABC Motors. There's a guy from Pakistan, India, Japan, or whatever, calling that guy and telling him, I can do better than your guy. my guy cancels me because, of course, he's cheaper than me and saying he can do better than me. And then he waits 6 or 7 months and he has no results. The same.
Right.
Because we all do the same thing.
Yeah.
With you having a UI and giving it to a company like Windows on the Lake example and having them run it, now you're giving them some sort of workflow and some sort of education where they're getting it down. They're understanding what Google does because, it's very hard to do what we do. And then people are looking for this massive results. Well, you try it. You know what I mean? So, and having massive technology behind us, and, it's very difficult where nobody knows. So here you do it, and it's all automated. Everything's boom, 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 done. You can take an admin from Windows on the Lake, for example, or Mama Lombardi's or whoever you want, or Watermill or whatever you want, and you can put an admin on it that can work it and actually can learn and can get excited in-house to maybe learn SEO. So you can develop a marketing people that actually wants to do SEO because the guys that have the software like we do, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that work. We want to give you the platform so you do it because at the end of the day, it's about how many customers can we get.
Right.
Not 100. We can get into millions. So, yeah, it's much cheaper, but they do it. It makes more money for us.
Wow.
Become a software as a solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's some evolution in 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
Pretty
long time.
Pretty dramatic. Pretty dramatic.
Don't even remind me. I feel like I'm a gazillion years old. 30 years went quick, real fast. For Richie, but boom, done. 30 years gone.
Just before we get rolling here, the book.
Oh yes.
A little bit of just not giving away the whole story there, but a little bit about the book itself. How deep do you feel like you're digging when you're telling the story?
Oh, the story about me. I think I'm pretty deep. There's a lot of things that happened to me in that process when I was in the hospital and all that. A lot of things that happened to me, personal, family-wise, and all that. That I found out who really, really did love me and who just didn't. Who only cared about what. Loving Richie works both ways. It's like, let's see what Richie can do for me.
Right.
And when I wasn't able to do stuff, I found out who it was. But I didn't say much. I still hung out there. And my biggest goal was to stay with my kids and get them educated. And I have 2 teachers. Get them educated before I left because I didn't want a stepfather to come in there and do something stupid. Because chances are, if he would have done something stupid, I would have blown his head off and ended up in jail in 50 years. There's the people out there that know something about me. There's 2 things I don't give a shit about. It's jail and dying. So if you do something to one of my kids, you got a problem.
Right.
So, and that's me. But I learned, I learned and I grew and, and it's not like a story. It was hard for me to even talk about it.
Sure.
I had to go through a lot to do that. It's about I have all the proof of the doctors. They're going to have a page, a whole chapter mentioning doctors' names with everything. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit of a tough time, but life doesn't have really an easy road. If it's an easy road, it's useless to me. So life has always had a kind of a rough road for Richie, but I'm glad it did, because first of all, I'm an immigrant and I saw my parents go through hell and back. We're Cuban and we came here when we weren't accepted as Cubans. People would call us all kinds of names and I was in fights every day in school. And so it wasn't an easy road for my dad or my mother. And it comes from even Spain because my parents, father and mother are from Spain. So it comes from that. They were immigrants to Cuba too. And then my father grew up there and everything, and my mother was born there, and he was born there too. And then that country got taken away from. So it was like from the era of Spain into the Cuban,
Yeah.
right? And then it happened to us too.
Yeah.
So, so we have a whole different perspective of the world and what we went through. The Cuban people went through some stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have like our own culture too. Like we have our own religion and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't understand. They think it's black magic and all that, and it's not really true.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like we're very religious people,
Very
So
cool. Well,
it's a whole
looking forward-
different mindset.
Looking forward to getting a read on that. The book before, which was Let Data Take the Wheel, all the proceeds went to StopSoldierSuicide.org. This book, Ignite Your Might, is going to Soldier Angels, right?
Yeah, Soldier Angel is a personal friend of Richie's. Her name's Amy Palmer, the CEO. I met her when I started the Institute. You know me, Lee, right? I meet you once and I have a relationship with you, right?
Yeah.
I communicate with you. I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
So with that process and that evolution, we got to like each other. So I did a lot of marketing for her, right? With Clickable and all that. She was a nonprofit, so we granted that for her. And why not give her the proceed of the book? Because she's a nonprofit like we are. She's got something really big. She's got a tremendous workforce for disabled vets.
Yeah.
And what I really do believe in is that the automotive sector goes virtual. They have remote business that they do with BDC agents and all that. Why not put your veterans to work?
Yeah.
I just had a conversation with a lawyer, and I'm going to do a podcast about this. I mean, Long Island is great. I don't have anything against Long Island. I'm trying to get a nonprofit into a building, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the town's giving me a hard time now. Did I say something? Oh, how? How could the town give me a hard time when it's about the grants, it's about a workforce, and it's about a community? Because they only care here about what they can get as far as a kickback, and I ain't scared to say that.
Yeah.
Okay, I live in a county where it's the most corrupted county anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country. Everybody would be indicted and in jail.
Right.
And I'm not scared to say that. I'm not scared to say that about the county I live in. It is the most corrupted county that I've ever seen in my life. And there's going to be a whole podcast about this, and I'm going to bring in some people that I have in my mind to do this podcast, because I really could care less. How's that sound? Good?
Yeah.
I could care less about anything. It's the most corrupted county. From a traveling person since 24 years old with Dr. John Benucci, I traveled everywhere. Tom Hearn, I traveled everywhere. It's one of the most in the automotive sector. So you need, dealer associations when you come in to put things together for you, right? It is one of the most corrupted counties that I have ever witnessed in my life. And I'm about to go public on it, how hard it's been for me to do any business in this county.
Yeah.
Because it is so corrupted. And that's something for you to keep in back in your head, because I'm planning on doing that, because it's really getting stupid.
Yeah.
Here it is. I have a building, I have a property. We want to get moving with it. We want to make a nonprofit for our veterans. I got Queens College together. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of people in the automotive sector that want this to happen to help our veterans, but this county, of course, will give us a hard time.
Right. Yeah.
It's funny, I get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And again, I told, I think, whoever the lawyer, whatever, the town lawyer, whoever it is, I said, if this would happen in any other county in the world,
right,
everybody would be indicted here.
Yeah.
How could that be?
Yeah. There's pretty much nothing you can do here without walls being put up between you and the end result.
Yeah.
Taxes, and
you know what? It's only in this little clique that I call it. It's only in this Suffolk County clique that's it.
Yeah.
Because outside of here, totally different animal. That's why they're depleting their population. Everybody's leaving, and there's going to
Yeah.
be more people leaving. Everybody's here only temporary. That's all.
Yeah.
Make money and go home.
All right. Well, if you got nothing else to add today, I enjoyed taking that time traveling trip with you through SEO.
Thank you.
And yeah, the book is pre-orders for the book are going to be hitting soon on Amazon. It's called Ignite Your Might, and it has a lot to do with Richie's journey and overcoming obstacles and kicking butt and taking names. And yeah, we'll be back again next week. Oh, and also we've got Thanksgiving in a couple of days, so hope everyone out there has a wonderful Thanksgiving filled with family and loved ones. And yeah, Richie.
And
thanks
Lee,
for
like
having me.
they do the hunt for the eggs, right?
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving, I would like to do a hunt for a turkey. Do you
We'll
think
just hide
that's something
turkeys?
we could do? Yeah.
Yes, I'll randomly hide turkeys
Yeah.
throughout Suffolk County, and then we'll probably get taxed for it.
Yeah. But like that's what you should do. You should do the turkey thing in the windows, but get it like where there's a hunt for turkey instead of a hunt for eggs, and we start hunting turkeys. I think that was too funny. He started giggling
Yeah, we'll do it at Windows on the Lake.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well,
All right, brother.
thanks for another great show.
Thank you, buddy.
All
Take
right.
care. Bye-bye.